we're going to be finding some joy in some simple things. Hi there, I'm Cadence Kidwell, proprietress here at Fuzzy Goat in Thomasville, Georgia. You can see all that I'm going to show you here at fuzzygoatyarns.com, and you can text us too at 229-236-GOAT. We're finding some joy in some simple things this week. We have some new items that have lifted my spirits when we were ordering them and really made us smile when they came in. They're all from small women makers who are working hard to support their families and put good in the world. So it's a joy for us to order from them and send them on to you. So the first thing we got in this week were some new patterns for our drawstring bags from Emma Ball. Emma Ball is a British woman-owned company, and they work with 7 artists, and these are just really darling. They're a great drawstring bag. They're a good size, even for a sweater, probably a sweater, a whole sweater of fingering yarn, and at least the start of several balls of a DK. And it's drawstring, nothing to get caught on it, light insides, and just really fun prints. This one is called Spirit of Flora, and it's actually like a crochet design on there. Isn't that fun? And then this one reminds me of my 70s youth. This is Fruit Garden. I'm not quite sure why they called it Fruit Garden, but it just reminds me of all my like bandanas and stuff when I was a teenager. This one here is got birds on it, and it is called Stitched Birdies. It's got these birdies on here, but they're on different flowers and glasses that appear to be like applique, felt applique and all of that. So that's really fun. And this is another new one. Oops, another new one. Read the tag from the other one. This one's called Indigo Dreams. And it is also reminiscent of a crochet pattern when you look at it. So isn't that great? They're really good. And when you go to our website to purchase these, if you get 2, you'll see right there in the product description the coupon code that you can use to get 2 at a lesser price. Hey, Elizabeth, what are you doing watching? You'll see Elizabeth later on tonight when we play Dateline Bingo. Okay, so I wanted to show you those bags. Another thing we got in, which would be really good for some people's moods if you need this, is needle felting. Needle felting is so much fun. It is raining in Sanderson, Georgia. It's not raining here yet. It rained, it may rain again. These are our needle felting kits, which are super fun because it's lots of jabbing and sticking, and if you don't like the way it turns out, you can peel it up and move it over. So we have 4 different new ones. I just brought 2 over to show you right now. This cute little hedgehog with the moonlight, and it is in a hoop, and so you can just kind of hang it on the wall when you're done, or you could do these 3 little piggies. Look how fun that is. Or if you want to go rogue and figure out your own, or use this as a way to accent what you have already going on, we also got a restock of our needle felting for beginners. And these Scottish needle felting kits, the woman that runs these here also runs some global supports global charities with her kits. So I love needle felting. It's really great for getting out thoughts and aggression, and you can just jab it. You're gonna jab yourself. It's just gonna be okay. You won't jab yourself into a medical emergency or anything. It's a little bit of the adrenaline rush. Another thing we got this week, if you are new to knitting or want to support somebody to start, the Modern Daily Knitting book is fabulous. I know you're seeing it backwards, but it's called Skill Set, and it's really great. It's a great size to fit into your project bag, the Emma Ball bags I just showed you, but just threw out of reach. It has really great descriptions of like even how to open up your yarn, how to get started, how to cast on. It's just a really great resource. And so we were glad to have these back in stock. And the women at Modern Daily Knitting in Nashville do a lot of good work, Kay and Ann. So we're really happy to put that out there too and have you guys get those. And speaking of weather, Sherry's got all her projects planned for the snow in Charleston. Mr. Fuzzy Goat is emphatic that it's going to snow here, even if he has to go to 4 different weather sites to confirm what he's saying. My regular phone app is saying it's not, but he'll go to one and he'll dig in there and he'll find it. I think he's looking at Thomasville, North Carolina, but we'll see who's right next week. It's definitely very gloomy here today, and I'm going to be really happy to tell you about my sweater here in a minute. We also got fun new wooble critters. This bee is one of them. Woobles are for our crocheters or people who want to learn how to crochet. They have great video support. It comes already started. Everything you need is included in here, even the hook. And let me say that again. It comes already started, because sometimes the getting started is the hardest part. So here it is, already started in the circle. Isn't that fun? And so it has really great descriptions. We'll sell one of these, and then later the next weekend, a family will come in, or even an adult, because they're great for anybody who just wants to try crocheting. They'll come in and go, okay, I got that down. I'm ready for the next critter. So yes. So Long Island, who's having snow? Virginia's having snow on Long Island. Yes, lots of snow coming. Maybe even here. So the woobles are really fun. Also, Kayleigh, one of our favorites, who makes our flower stitch markers, which I just love, and I'm going to show you my project when we get towards the bottom, towards the end, the bottom of my script. She's also made removable ones for crocheters, but also for knitters. I love using these when I want to mark the front or the back, or if you want to use them for your short rows, your German short rows, or even like I'm doing a ladder back jacquard in my color work. I'll show you all of those. And so she has 2 colors. Did I bring them both over here? Oh, I did. And you get 32 of these in these sets. And so there's a cool set and a warm set. And we just love what Kayleigh does. It was a lot of fun working with her to put together our Fuzzy Goat markers too. Just another example of a woman supporting her family and herself. And here is another one. Here is Lindsay. Lindsay does these really great wooden garland kits. She's pleased to, is this the one I want to show you? To work with, I brought over the same ones. Sorry. There is a Mary Engelbright one. I forgot to bring that one over. So she collaborates with Mary Engelbright on her garland kit. So that's a big coup for her. The one I brought over here in duplicate is the sunflower one. And they're so much fun because you get the markers. I love these bags that I can open up like this and show you what's in here. Wow, wow. So they're wooden, and you get the markers, and you can color in on there. And then you get the string, and there's a needle and the pom-poms, and you string it all up together, and it makes a garland. We have one hanging over our register, and they're very satisfying. Madeline and I colored one while we were having a meeting, and Carolina took one home and did the whole thing, and very exact, and it's beautiful. Us doing it with kind of half attention turned out great. Carolina's turned out amazing. So either way, you can have a lot of fun with it. And this is another thing that we have, and they go home or they order it and they're like, oh, that was a lot of fun. And then they want to get another one. So be warned. Other things, 2 other things that came in this week that I want to show you is we got a restock of our Liberty hankies with the Liberty fabric on there. I've always had one in my pocket. Some people go, ooh, a hanky. I put it in the pocket and then I wash it. It goes in the laundry at the end of the day. So then it goes in there with my cloth napkins and all that, the other stuff. And I just love the color. The print makes me really happy. We found that a lot of people are using them for pocket squares. So that's a nice thing to do with these. And we just got a restock of these, including some new patterns in there too. So I really like the Liberty hankies. And we got this new bracelet kit here, the Forest bracelet kit. I'm gonna be careful opening it up so I don't hold it sideways too wonky. And this one is a particular favorite. This one's called the Forest, so it's got like little leaves. And you can make, how many bracelets can you make with this? 5. You can make 5 bracelets in this. We have also some other sets that you can make 10 with. So go check out the bracelet kits. I also brought over, and I forgot, this is another woman maker, and I forgot to write down her name, but it'll be over there on our website. She put those together because she was tired of her kids coming home from birthday parties with a whole bunch of plastic stuff and loved to have something nicer, real materials, real wood for people to work with. But again, they're super fun. Like, I would get a set of those and sit around with my friends and make bracelets. I think that would be fun. And then the last thing I want to show you is I'm going to wrap up with the Beatles inspired book, All You Knit Is Love. So going into the week with Martin Luther King Day upon us, I think that that's an important message. And I love this book. Look, it even comes with a marker in there. You can make this apple vest. Look how fun that is. That's just darling. I might have to make that. You could make this cardigan here, the sun and the moon. And then they have, so from this iconic photograph, they take these colors and chart it, and you can make that into this scarf. So here's a fun fact. Madeline just came back from London where the post boxes or the phone boxes are still all around, but there's no phones in them because we don't use public pay phones anymore. That doesn't seem entirely safe either, right? Not everybody has a cell phone. But I just think that's so funny, odd to think of them all over the country, even on corners in small towns or in the middle of the road. I mean, on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere with no phone in it. So there's a lot of fun things in here. Look at this fun little hat. So I just love this book. It's also kind of nice just to have on your coffee table for the non-knitters to flip through and go, oh, look at that. Look at this little onesie. So it's a beautiful book. It's got, it's a hardback. It comes, it's All You Knit Is Love, the official Beatles knitting book. And it's got this nice little marker in there too. So I wanted to show you that. I think that's a good message for now. I am wearing the Weekender in worsted yarn. It is so cozy on this dismal day. I think this would be great in our sale yarn, our monochrome worsted. And so I have the pattern link that'll be going up for that. This is actually, I actually feel a little guilty wearing this. This is actually Madeline's first sweater. It's her first sweater. So at least she'll know where her first sweater is. And we recommend the Weekender a lot for the first sweater. She decided that it just wasn't her color and it was a little big on her. So we bought it from her as a shop sample. And she says that when she sees me wear it, that she just loves that it's now out and about. So I get that. I just love this texture. It's knit on the side, but you show the purl side. So that's a lot of fun that way. And you could make it in some great sale yarn because it does take a fair amount of yarn being oversized. It's got this nice split hem, but it's super cozy for a day like today. Now let me show you what I'm working on. I'm gonna show you this thing first before I forget. So I'm going to Chicago in March for my next mastermind. And that's where I get together with other retailers. That's where I learn how to put the Goat Gang online, which is our Cashmere Cash. Other people would call it a rewards program, but we can't just call it that. We call it a Cashmere Cash. So I learn all kinds of things when I go. So it's just fabulous, but it's going to be cold still in March. So I decided I was going to need a hat, and my dear friend Elizabeth told me I was going to need a down jacket. So I got one of those coming. Great time to get one of those. And so I was going to need a hat to go with it. So I want to do a color work hat, and I want it to go kind of fast. So I looked for worsted. So I'm really excited about this blooming mandala hat. It also starts up at the top, which is different for me for a hat. So we'll see. I haven't started any of it yet, but I'm excited about that. Oh, great. Ruth bought the Oleo Gusto. Yes, we sold out of that the first round of the sale. She's going to make a weekender out of that. So I went stash diving for my hat. When I say stash diving, when I say it, what it means is I'm diving under my desk back there because I live in a tiny house. And so I really don't have very much stash at my house. I have more bits and bobs left over. And then, but my real stash is underneath the desk in the office in a big basket. So I went stash diving under my desk yesterday and found these two colors. So no big surprise here, kind of a rusty pink. It's not quite orange. And the green. And I wasn't sure which way I would go. And what's really fun is I had actually got these on vacation in Maine. So I like that I'm now going to be using my vacation yarn. And I think I'm going to use, I'm going to use this color as the main color because I think this will be better next to my head, next to my face, as much as I love green. That's not bad. See, now I don't know looking at you. If you have a thought, let me have your vote in there. Should I do the main color as this and then the color work is that? Or the other way around? Wow, looking at you and doing it really changes it up. So, because you can see, you can do it either way. All right, so that's one project. But the one I'm hell-bent on getting done is my Barbary sweater. So I'm going to show you the pattern and I'm going to show you what's going on with it. I am in love with this pattern. It is super fun. It is a cardigan. I am steeking it. Oh, see, Mavis says the green. Yeah, the green might be good. Yeah, see, Virginia likes that too. So I am steeking it, but she has the option for a pullover as well. So Melissa's doing it as a pullover. I'm doing it as a steeking one. Okay, green certainly looks like it's got the main opinions there. Look at that. So I'm steeking. Steeking means I'm cutting it. Well, see, Melanie's got a good point too. But steeking means I'm going to cut my sweater open, but I'm knitting it in the round. You all did remind me that Andrea Mowry does have a Colorworks sweater knit flat. I forgot what the name of it is. I'll find out and I'll post it here. But I still think going in the round is the easiest way, though I get it that the steeking is challenging. Okay, I'm going to show you that, but let me tell you about this part first. So I'm knitting it in DK. It's a DK yarn. This is sale yarn. I got this out of the sale, and there wasn't enough of the DK, so the green. So I'm prepared to have to maybe do my ribbing at the bottom and my button band in one of my contrast colors. I say one of my contrast colors because there's actually two here. You would never think that, but I couldn't decide when I was choosing between the purple and the one that was slightly burgundy. So I actually did them both. I did the purple to about here, and then they really blend well together. Throwback. Thank you. Thank you, Peggy. And she rewrote it to make it a steek. You go, girl. And then I switched over, not because I had to. I would have had enough yarn in the purple, but I switched over to the burgundy because, frankly, I just couldn't decide which color, and I really like the way it doesn't. It's really kind of Melissa's color. I like the way it just magically kind of blends together. So I wanted to tell you that. So I was worried I wasn't going to have enough. But what was also in the sale was same dyer, Seven Sisters, different base, worsted. And so I grabbed that in the sale because if I don't have enough of the DK, I can always use the worsted as my button band. I'm going to have to change my needle size and all of that. This worsted also has some cashmere in it, so that's going to feel really good around my neck. And the color might be slightly different, but it's good enough for me because it'll all be in the button band and the texture and the stitch will be different. So I always want to say, like, don't despair if you don't have exactly enough or the pattern isn't exactly the way you want it or exactly going the way you want it, there's always adjustments to be made. So this morning, before I got here, I put this on my try-on tubing. I figured something out. Last night as I'm working on this, it's feeling, it's bunched up on my needles and it is feeling huge. I'm like, oh no. Am I making a sweater that's too big again? I'm not undoing this. So what I did, it was easier to do on my needles than usual. It's all bunched up on there, but I can spread out a section when it's on my needles. And I measured that. I'm done making all my increases. So I stretched it out and I measured that, and I knew I had 11 repeats. So I did the math on that, and I had 52.5 inches. And then I measured around my arms because that's where it's going to go. And that's like, okay, that's probably not too big. Still seemed a little big, but I wasn't sure. This is before I put it on the try-on tubing. So if you don't want to put it on the tubing, and you're doing repeats, that's one way to figure out what size your sweater is becoming. As you can count, you can spread out one repeat, measure that, and then multiply it. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. Because a lot of times I'm too lazy to put the try-on tubing. But having restarted several sweaters lately, I've seen the light. Then I went and measured a sweater that I loved to see what it was around at the widest point. And it was wider than this. So all good on that front. But I did put it on the try-on tubing so that today I could try it on for you. And I have to say, I am in love with my sweater. So it's coming along great. It's fitting. It's definitely worth the time to take to try it every now and again. I had showed you a little bit ago. A few weeks ago, I had stopped right around here and actually blocked it to see how it was going to work out, which was really nice because it was still where I could lay it flat. It would lay out as a circle. It's not going to do that now because the increases aren't as fast as that. But I want to make sure that the blocking was going to work and all of that. And so that's why it looks a little smoother up here than it does down here. That part's actually been blocked. But I'm just tickled. I'm just tickled with how it's turning out. I'm going to keep you posted every step of the way. We will video me cutting it. That's what this funny little stripe is for. It's not the worst thing in the world. If you think you're going to steek your sweater and you do this and you decide not to, you'll end up with this in the middle. It could be a new design element. Kind of like the Weekenders got this pearl ridge in there. But also, shopping in the sale. This sweater is put together with sale yarn, and some of it wasn't quite enough, so I was looking at some at another weight and putting it together. So we're happy to help you do all that too, as well as put together colors, because there's hardly anything I like better than picking colors, even for Mr. Fuzzy Goat's new puffer jacket, because he's going to go with me to Chicago. I think that's all I got to show to you. Be kind to yourselves. Look for some fun in the coming days and weeks, and we've got fun for you, and we'd love to be that refuge. And it is just dismal outside, and hopefully but it's nice and warm and cozy in here, and it probably looks like it's dismal in a lot of places in the country. So we're happy to have you and to show you what we have and to share life with you. Thanks for watching.